Okay.
Good enough.
Dozens of Joshes battle in a field to determine the one true Josh.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, I was looking for, some fun cuz we do the stuff. DMX is dead. He has been his
Well,
funeral
hang on.
today,
We
I
haven't
guess.
even done it. Welcome to Two Men in a Movie, and where we talk about movies. We haven't even done the intro.
Weird. Anyways, looking on the new movies coming out since the last time we did a podcast.
Yeah, so only a week, but they announced Captain America 4 is in production
Yeah. They
after
also released
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
yeah, you need to fix your noise gate cuz halfway through sentences you stop talking.
Okay.
Just turn it up or well down.
Okay. Is this
Um
better?
yeah.
Okay.
Is
Cool.
Pete Davidson in the new Suicide Squad?
Yes, he is.
Are
There's
you
a lot of
okay?
people in that movie.
I am excited then cuz I love Pete
So,
Davidson.
the new Suicide Squad is pretty much a no holds. It's just gonna be like a no holds bar. Fucking who cares? Let's just fucking make a movie. You know.
Fair.
Hang on. Before we go any further, let me see if I can save this while I'm. Okay. I mean, there wasn't much news this week.
Well, Marvel released Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings trailer 5 days
Yes,
ago.
I'm
Which
very excited about that.
I haven't seen it, but we should. We're definitely gonna watch that when it comes out. 100%.
Yeah.
Wow,
Well,
you guys.
that'll be one of the ones that'll be in theaters. So
Well,
we'll have to figure that out.
oh fuck. Maybe we'll just go see it at the same time in different places. And
Yeah, I mean we
Tet,
don't have
a
to
new
talk while
Adam
we.
Driver movie's coming out.
Yes, I heard about that. I
Um,
mean Adam Driver, he does some pretty
fucking
good
love that guy.
stuff.
Yeah, I liked when he said the N-word in that one movie. We
Yeah,
all know which movie we're talking
Black
about.
Klansman, such a
You,
good movie, and
you
he's
ruined
so
the
good
bit.
in it. Did
Anyways.
I? Anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
Season 3 trailer for Call of Duty Warzone. It's not really
I
movie
don't really
news.
care about that.
Cruel Summer TV promo. I'm just looking at it. The way I'm finding these things. I'm just looking at the YouTube trending thing for
Yeah.
movies,
Yeah.
and it just pulls up a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
The first 7 minutes of Mortal Kombat.
Hey, that's
Because it
relevant.
came out. That is relevant. It came out yesterday.
Actually, it came out today, technically.
Did it really?
No, you're right. It came out yesterday. I'm stupid. You're right.
I was like, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because we were gonna watch it till yesterday.
Yeah.
But I was tired.
Yes, you were. Yeah, I mean, the new Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It,
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah.
There's another
Excited
trailer
for a new Conjuring.
for Disney's Cruella, which I don't know, man. They're just like Joker did good, and so whatever, I guess. I don't know.
Would it be possible, or wouldn't it be like pretty great if I just like got into my bed while doing this, stared at the ceiling? It's like I'm spitballing with the friends,
Yeah.
the boys.
Dude,
I like that vibe.
one of the
So I'm gonna be actively doing that.
one of the things in the trending tab for movies is Marvel Studios Falcon and the Winter Soldier Episode 6 promo trailer 2, right?
There was wait, why were there trailers? Because it was like such an expected,
Well,
or not expected, but like everybody was like, yeah,
well,
Falcon and the Winter Soldier final episode.
so the oh my god, what is the word? The picture for it. I'm having a stroke and can't remember the
Thumbnail?
word. The thumbnail, yes, is a picture of Hydra Cap.
Like the one where he was like,
Hail Hydra. It's just a picture of if Captain America was a Hydra soldier.
Yeah.
I could tell you 100% that's not in there. at all. In fact, there's nothing even close to it. So I don't know why that's the thumbnail because that doesn't make any sense. Like what?
I just I just got all nice and like ready, and my phone went off.
I'm
So I'm like, oh my god, and it's my mother. So go look at this.
sure you'll cut this part out, or you
Huh?
won't,
Oh yeah.
and you'll hear me go. I'm sure you'll cut this part out.
I don't remember where I live.
Just look up your school's address.
More like the dorm, but whatever.
You don't remember what dorm number you are?
No, the address of the dorm.
Oh. Yeah, I just have everything sent like to the school, and then I just put the dorm number that I'm in. That usually works.
Well, he's coming here. He's not mailing things to me. Ugh.
Ah.
And it
Oh
wasn't my
yeah.
mom, it was my dad,
For
'cause
your
I'm an idiot.
for your dad to pick you up, right?
Yeah, daddy's gonna pick me up. What are we talking about?
We're doing the podcast.
Right, but we were talking about something.
I started talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Which I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, which
It's also not a movie, so it's
really
not
good.
relevant.
Well, it's, we can do whatever kind of entertainment.
No.
No, we cannot. Yeah, not much like happened this week. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, the only really big thing was the Captain America 4 announcement, which I kind of figured was going to happen on.
And
the
the subject for today
Yes, and the subject for today.
being Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
the movie, the game, the
Mortal-
movie.
Just the movie. Mortal Kombat
Watch
with
it
a
on-
K. Came out on HBO Max and in theaters yesterday.
And we waited until today.
Yep, to watch
it.
We literally just watched it.
Yeah, okay. So we finished watching it. We finished watching it and we were like, "All right. Cool. Now,
I kind of want
Before
to
we-
talk about it before I give like a definite like rating cuz I don't actually like know like I'm still trying to figure out what I think about it, you know?
right. I'm going to preface this by saying it's a good movie. You should watch it.
Yes.
But if you haven't watched it and you plan on watching it, you need to leave now.
Yes, because
we're
major
gonna-
spoilers.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
I'd say it's good and watch it.
Yeah. Not if you're a kid though.
Yeah,
Hell
it's
no.
really gory. Like,
I would say if you're under like 15, you probably shouldn't watch that
Yeah.
film.
or if you're like, oh, I don't like blood, don't watch this movie.
Yeah, if you have like blood phobia or you're like,
whatever.
man, blood makes me kind of uncomfortable. You're gonna be uncomfortable for like 90% of this
Yeah,
movie.
Yeah. All right.
Now that everyone who doesn't want to be here is gone, or people who don't like blood and just want to listen,
Or people who don't care are still here. Maybe. You never know.
that's true. Hi,
Anyway,
people who don't care. We love
Yeah.
you.
You're probably most of our viewership. So okay, give us the scoop. What was the story?
Oh, you want me? All right, so we got this guy named. Well, I guess we could start all the way at the beginning.
Yeah, do like a little like short little play by play, you know?
All right, so it starts out from what we could not even figure out if it was Japan or China.
I'm
Mostly because
pretty
we don't-
sure it was Japan.
Yeah, okay, but at the time.
At the time, we were like, "What? Where are we?"
Yeah, and I'm not a fucking like I've watched one or two animes, but I don't know how to speak the Japanese language. So like
Yeah.
I like even like knowing at least like barely any Japanese in a conversational context way, like I didn't think it was Japanese. I thought it was Chinese.
Yeah, we kind
which-
of were like, "What are they speaking?"
And it was kind of annoying that when they subtitled it, they didn't preface it by saying it was Japanese.
But they did. They first
But-
said it was
but they-
Chinese, and then they said it was Japanese.
No. That's not how it happened. It
It wasn't?
was no, because then, all right. So it's like peaceful village, right? Sub-Zero comes in, starts killing everyone because why not?
I mean, at first you
He
don't
when
know it's Sub-Zero, but it's like pretty quick that you're like, oh, that's Sub-Zero.
yeah, well he freezes people, so like
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Which,
like
by the way, we I have played about 20 minutes of Mortal Kombat 11 at a friend's house, and that
yeah, I
is
don't.
my extent, the entire extent of my Mortal Kombat career, I
Yeah, we don't know
suppose.
shit.
I
We have
I know
no fucking clue what.
vague amounts of the lore, but like not enough to be like, yeah, I totally know about Mortal Kombat, but enough to like skip
All
the first few minutes of like a lore video, you know?
right. All the information I come from Mortal Kombat comes from the fact that the Genesis version had the blood code, and then that movie. It's pretty much all I
Yeah,
know.
like that's pretty much it.
As for so like if we say names wrong or I don't know the name of any of the characters, don't blame me, blame the fact that I don't play Mortal Kombat.
Or this
Or
movie, because the movie kind of was like it was like, all right, this is the person's name, and then we're gonna say it like sporadically. Like
yeah,
I remembered Liu Kang,
we literally
but
like
that
it
was
took us
and Raiden
halfway
because I
through the
knew
movie.
Raiden. I
It took
still
us
don't
halfway through the
remember.
movie to learn Cole's name.
I think
Like
Shun Lao is the hat guy, right? I'm gonna look it up before I say
I
it
don't know, he's
incorrectly.
just Hat Guy. To me, he's Hat Guy, and then there's Fire Guy, and then there's Kanto, who we'll get to later. Um,
Yeah, Kanto's. Oh my god.
the only person who we learned his
Yeah,
name.
Kung Lao is the hat
Ko-
guy.
okay, Kung Lao.
So I did remember his name.
Back to the scoop thing
hmm
here. Uh, when Sub Zero shows up, it tells us when he talks that he's speaking Chinese, and then switches to Japanese because they don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, they're like, I don't
Which,
know what you're saying, and that begs the question: why is he speaking Chinese?
yeah, he also speaks Chinese to people who don't speak it, which makes no fucking
Or
sense.
like maybe they do, but I don't think it's ever shown to us that they know how to speak Chinese.
Well, no, because he was like, I don't know what you're saying, but I'm gonna fucking kill you
Yeah.
anyways.
So okay, so it's Sub-Zero and who we find out is Scorpion, and
Or at this point,
just a dude,
Hanzo,
Hanzo.
Hanzo Hannibal or something like
I
that.
don't know, something like that.
Yeah, and then he dies, and then gets fucking burned, and
Yeah, he
then
just kind of. I
Radon.
wrote down weird tattoo because he has the Mortal Kombat tattoo.
Well, it's not a tattoo. It's a
Whatever.
well, it's a mark.
It's a
Yeah,
birth.
whatever. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
whatever. I wrote down very bloody because it
Oh
is
yes,
like
just the
10 minutes in, and there's about like almost as much blood as in like one of the Deadpool movies.
or
Like it's
Logan,
or Logan, yeah, which is
which he
like
hasn't seen, but I've
it's
seen a couple
nuts.
years ago. Yeah, it was
Um,
fucked.
and then I wrote down when he got like burned away. I wrote down beamed up because it's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, he kind of just like burned, like it was like his whole body just got like destroyed. It was interesting.
Yeah, it was a cool effect. And then okay, so like it cuts to modern day or what we can assume is modern day.
After Radon saves
Yes,
his
after
child, who was
Raiden
in the
comes
fore,
in and saves the kid.
and also took the blade that killed Hanzo for whatever reason.
Well, I think it's because he knows about like the ancestor thing. Like he knows about the prophecy, and
Right,
I
but
think
still.
that's why Sub Zero killed him. Maybe they learned about the prophecy after. Either way, he just kind of. I like to think he kept it because he was like, "Oh, souvenir."
Oh, this would make a great kitchen knife.
But
He uses to cut his steak as he's like
yeah,
eating.
it's like I mean, it's still a little bloody, but you know, whatever. Um, and then so custom modern day, and I thought it
We
was
get a
pretty obvious that Cole was the ancestor.
look. In my look. The thing
It
was,
was a little confusing.
well, no, because it was like that was thousands of years ago. So I was like, there's no way this kid is his ancestor because like it's been like hundreds of years.
Well, I
So
kind
I
of
was like,
figured because they immediately are like there's a text thing that's like the prophecy foretells that Hanzo's ancestor will unite them. And then after saying that, like if the bad guys win, they take over Earth. Um,
how convenient is it that it was that year, like modern
well,
times, was
it's
like the next like Mortal
it's a
Kombat thing.
prophecy, you know. But they tell about the prophecy with Hanzo's ancestor, and then it cuts to Cole. So I was like, okay, pretty sure that's the ancestor.
Yeah, and then you meet him and then his asshole trainer guy.
Yeah, he's like if Mickey or Mick or wait, whoever the fuck the trainer is in Rocky, which I don't think you've seen Rocky, but he's like, come on,
No.
Rock. Like this guy's just a fucking dick version of that guy. Like he's just an asshole. He's like, oh, what? Are you just a fucking punching bag. It's like, dude, come on.
No, he was like, no, you throw punches. Fighting is offense and
Yeah,
defense.
yeah. It's like, dude, come
He's
on,
like,
man. Don't be
it's
an
like,
asshole.
damn, all right,
Like,
fuck.
jeez, man. Come on. Like, don't be such a dick.
Cheese and crackers.
um, and then you see like Cole's like kid or whatever, and then you just kind of like you kind of get thrown into the match, and you see that like he's just getting his shit kicked in. Like
Yeah,
he's like
I mean, he held his own though.
he
Like he
he
was
was
doing pretty
able to
well.
like hold his own, but it was like it was weird. I don't know. Like he was able to hold his own, and then he got pinned down once, and then tapped out, and it was like I was like, I don't know. I think he's not that bad of a fighter. He just needs to not tap out like that, you know.
Right.
Um, and then like this black guy comes up to him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm Jax." Or I don't actually know if he says his name, but he asks him
Yeah,
about
he asked him about a tattoo,
yeah,
and
or
then
a mark.
he's like, yeah, I got one. It's right here. I had it from birth. And he was like, cool, cool. And then they move on, and I was like, oh, well, that was exposition and probably useless.
Yeah, and
But
then it turns out Jax is following him, and then Sub-Zero kind of like shows up. Well, okay, there's a scene with Sub-Zero and like I can't remember his name. The the bad guy. I'm just gonna call him the bad guy. I don't remember his name.
yeah,
Um,
there was a scene with him, and he was like, yeah, we need to take out the guys. And he's
he's
like, cool,
he's
I got you.
he's like, I know we're cheating, or maybe that's a later scene. All the scenes in like the Outworld are kind of interchangeable. I felt.
Yeah, honestly, I felt like that could have all been like one scene. Right? It's like, but isn't it cheating? And he's like, yeah, but who cares?
Yeah, and like
He's like, oh, okay,
the
bye.
scene like that might have been a totally different scene. I don't even remember. But either way, they're like, "Oh, Raiden's gonna bust us for cheating," and then later he's like, "All the other old gods are lazy, so they're not gonna bust me for cheating." And it's like, so Raiden's not gonna
I
bust you
mean, it
for
wasn't that
cheating.
they weren't gonna bust him. It's just that they weren't gonna do anything.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. I do kind of like how we got lore in a very interesting way. I kind of liked it because there are a lot of movies where like they show you the lore and they show you like everything, you know,
Hmm.
like you just get everything right then and there. But I liked how they're just kind of like, oh yeah, the old gods, they're just so lazy, and we don't get to like see them or like anything like that. But anyway, so Sub Zero shows up. He Jax gets out a gun. Jax tells Cole to go to this girl. Um,
Then Jack seemingly dies after
gets
having
his
his.
gets his arms frozen
Well,
off,
one
right?
of the coolest scenes I've ever seen of him shooting a gun
Oh, that's
and
so good. But that was
Sub-Zero
in the
freezing him.
trailer.
I never saw the
I
trailer,
know
so
you
that was
didn't,
like
but
new to
like
me.
I think part of the this movie does some really cool things, but the Sub-Zero stuff is the coolest, and both of the coolest Sub-Zero things are in the trailer. The gun, the bullet freezing, and the blood knife are both in the trailer. which kind of
That
sucks.
that's really unfortunate for
Yeah,
you.
it really does. It is like in the first trailer too, and I was like, oh man, like this is. I mean, they do some other cool stuff, but Sub Zero is like the coolest, you know.
Yeah. And
um,
then he rips off his arms and kicks him off a cliff.
yeah, and then Cole and his family go home, but Cole goes to find the woman, what is Sonya Blade, I think is her name,
Yeah,
and
he finds her and and Kanto, who was chained up to a chair.
yes, Kanto, who actually, and in the comments, people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I read somewhere that he originally wasn't Australian, right?
Mhm.
But then in one of the movies or something, they made him Australian, and from then on, he's just kind of been Australian,
Hmm.
which I think is kind of interesting. But he is honestly the best part of this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Although
I don't know
he's an
about the
asshole.
best part, but like
He's my favorite
up
character.
until the fighting really starts getting going, he is the best part of the movie. He's hilarious. Um,
Yeah.
some of the ADR is weird, right? For those who don't know, ADR is like when you record uh, lines after, and they kind of have to sync it up with, the scenes in the movie. So I think Raiden and the big bad guy, I think both of their lines are ADR'd. Because you can kind of tell with like the audio quality, right?
Right.
But it's ADR'd really well. Like, it's kind of difficult to. I mean, I know because I've done enough ADR in my life to know. But and it can be a little noticeable because I'm like, oh, I don't know, like it's clearly they've put an effect over it or they've ADR'd it or something.
No,
Oh, am I boring you?
no. It's
No, I'm
I'm
joking.
just tired, bro.
Um,
I worked out today. I'm a big old strong man.
I know. I was there. But
All right. Well, you didn't need to say that.
um, while we were watching the movie, you mentioned something about like how was Sub Zero there, like right where the car it was.
Yeah.
And I wrote down Sub Zero ice skating. I like to think that he just, like I said while we were watching, like Frozone from The Incredibles, just kind of ice skates, but like he doesn't like people to see it. Like they're like, "How do you get everywhere?" He's like, ice stuff." And then like he puts on like, but really he like puts on a tutu and like just ice skates around.
Let me put on my special movement boots.
I gotta go. He just goes into a closet and then just like they're like, what is he? Does he like teleport?
You're like,
Yeah. And then he falls just like as a hardcore wipeout, and he's like, oh fuck,
ah,
shit.
my foot.
um. Anyway, so yeah, Kano's great. Um, this lizard guy shows up, tries to kill him. Kano rips the heart out of the lizard, which is, I think, one of the first times. Because, like, the ripping off of the arms was pretty, like, oh, fuck, like that. That's really gory. But I think this
Hmm.
is the first time in the movie where it's like, that's fucked, you know? And
What
it,
did he say after that? He was like, "What? Never ripped the heart out, mate," or
yeah,
something
or
like
like
that.
some stupid shit. He had
Like
some
they gave
really
him
good
all the good
lines.
one-liners.
Yeah, they gave him the best one-liners. Like when he's like, "Oh, new guy, fucking get me out of here," and he's like, "No, like what?" Kano's like, "Oh no, you're right. I was just gonna dick around over here," while the lizard is like just burning everything. Dude, he had some of the best one-liners. Um,
Uh,
and then they go to Raiden's temple. There's some like character development, whatever. They go to Raiden's temple. They find uh, who is it?
Raiden.
Liu Kang. Sorry, the guy who shoots fire out of his hands. He's pretty cool. They go through the whole temple. They find Raiden. Raiden's kind of a dick, if I'm being honest.
Eh, depends on.
I mean, he's just kind of
Ooh.
like, these guys are worthless, and it's like, I get that like you're doing that so that they'll want to train. But what if like he did that and they were like, "Fuck you, I'm out of here." You know?
And then he would have been like,
He would
all
have been
right.
like, "Oh no, oh wait a minute."
Now he probably would have been like, okay, bye.
Fair enough. I don't know. I was just like, dude, you don't have to be such a dick. Like, I get that, like, you want them to. Whatever. I don't know. Hat Guy shows up when. Oh, yeah. So the big bad guy in Sub Zero and the weird mouth woman go and infiltrate the temple, right?
Yeah.
And then the hat guy shows up. He teleports with his hat, which he never does again. Um,
Especially during a time that probably would have saved
yeah,
him.
yep. And then Raiden comes and is like, and the big bad guy is like, "Oh fuck it, this guy's a pussy. You won't do anything." And then he does something, and then they just kind of leave. And I was like, "What?" Like, I guess the point of that was to set up the fact that they had to put up the wall, but I thought they were gonna have to like fight Sub Zero, and Raiden was gonna come in and beat the shit out of Sub Zero, and then they were gonna retreat. You know?
Right.
But really nothing happened.
Yeah, it was kind of just like exposition central.
Yeah, the exposition is placed a little weird here. Like, when Cole first meets Sonya and she's just expositioning the shit out of him, I was kind of like.
Which it's not really a bad thing because like
Because he doesn't know. That was the thing. At first I was like, oh my god, this is a lot of exposition for one scene. But then I was like, oh wait, he knows jack all about any of this. And she's
and
like, I
we
can
also
trust
know
this guy.
Jackal.
Yeah. And she's like, well, Jack sent this guy so I can trust him. But what if it was also like, what if Cole would kill Jack? I don't know. She just kind of like trusts him. It was a little weird. Um, but then they're like, you got to get your Arcana. Oh, Jax is alive. We didn't mention that, but
Uh
he's got cool little spindly robot arms.
well they were like he had no arms and they were like, "Yeah, we don't really know what to do about this."
But then they just kind of made like they literally invented robot arms.
No, no, they were like searching the multiverse or whatever to find
Oh
them.
yeah, that's right. That's right. They were like multiverse, and then he got robot arms. You're
Yeah,
right.
and it felt kind of like I feel like you could have just been like, "We've known how to make arms for a long time."
Yeah,
Not
but
we
then
have to
it's
search
like
the multiverse to do this.
I think it's kind of cool that they're like, oh, Jax has the mark, so we gotta figure out a way to like heal him. But like
I feel like
I forgot about the multiverse thing, so I was like, did they just invent robot arms like
no,
right now?
they did not.
um, so Jax is back, and then they're trying to get their Arcana, but it's not really working. Kano's being a dick as usual, and then during dinner he has this whole fucking speech, and it's really funny. And then he gets his laser eye Arcana, um, which I thought was kind of cool.
Well, he was. I mean, it was all about a fucking egg roll.
Yeah, and then
He
like it's
his
yeah.
passion for egg roll was so intense that it caused him to
That's
fucking
true. I didn't
shoot
even
shit
think
out of his
about
eye.
that. Like him wanting an egg roll that much is what. I mean, obviously, it also has to do with the fact that they were like belittling him. But number one, he deserved it, and number two, he just wanted an egg roll. Like for Cole, it was like I want to save my family, like the light of my life. But for him, it's like, oh fucking egg roll, mate. You know what I mean?
So why don't you get off your high horse and pass me a fucking egg roll? And then
He just
shoots his
lasers
leg.
him, and then like hat guy deflects it with his hat, and then they never like when Kano turns on
Spoiler
them.
alert.
We're spoiling the whole fucking movie. When Kano turns
Fair.
on them, and then I mean, not much happens in between. They introduced more like bad guys, and then one of the bad guys is like, "You could do whatever the fuck you want, Kano. If you're on our, it's like the Star Wars speech, but instead of Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, it's like a Fallout 4 kind of looking dude and a fucking idiot. You know? Like
Dude, oh fuck. You know who he looks more like? He looks more like that guy you play in Apex. I don't know why I
Oh,
can't think of his
Bloodhound?
name. Yeah,
You're
he looks
right,
like
he kind of
Bloodhound.
does. He looks like like some
Future
bloodhound.
whoever's putting the video on for this, put Bloodhound on the screen,
Yeah. And if you don't know
which would
who
be you.
Bloodhound is, if you're listening to this on Spotify, put it
Just
in the
look up
thumbnail.
Bloodhound. Just
Just
look
look
up
up
Bloodhound on.
Apex Legends Bloodhound.
Yeah,
But
he's really distinct. You'll find him.
yeah, and I again don't remember any of the bad guys' names, but
I barely remember the good guys' names.
yeah. What happens then? Kano turns on them. He destroys Raiden's staff, and then like the big bad guy and his little henchmen. So you've got the mouth girl, the guy with the big hammer, Bloodhound, and the flying woman. Right? I think that's all of them. And then Raiden does nothing. Like he just kind of, and they talk about it later how he's not supposed to intervene, right? But just take him out of there. Like you do that later. I don't know why he didn't do it then.
He literally intervenes like 5 seconds
It's
later.
like in the Marvel comics when like there's a character called the Watcher who he's only supposed to watch and not intervene. Like that's his whole job. But
Isn't the Watcher owned also by DC?
no,
Or am I thinking of the wrong guy?
you're thinking of Watchmen.
No, like there's a character that splits the universe between Marvel and DC,
Uh,
and he makes sure that they don't cross
it
over.
might have been the Watcher. I don't remember.
That is a cool character. I do love that idea. I
Yeah,
love the idea of two, to get off track here, of two like
universes.
studios just having like a guy that they both like
Yeah.
universally are like, you can use him for the purpose of separating our universe.
Right. That would be pretty cool. Or that is
That
pretty cool.
it is. It's a
Um,
thing.
But yes,
It exists.
so like Raiden just doesn't do anything, and then Jax and Sonya get trapped under like one of the hands of like the statue.
That our buddy Kanto decided that he would drop on
Yeah,
them because why
because
not?
he's a dick. And then
Yeah, that would be it.
Liu
Yeah.
Kang fights the Bloodhound guy. Cole fights. No, Cole's gone. Right?
Cole
The main
Cole
character.
Cole gets sent home because he's like,
'Cause
you're
he's like,
never gonna
"Fuck
find your
this."
thing.
Yeah, Raiden's being a dick again. And then the big forearm
like-
guy goes to fight Cole.
Forearms from Ben 10.
Yeah. Or just any. I don't know. He looks kind of like a Warcraft guy to me.
Honestly, like people
People
who know
hate
what I'm
us
talking about. Yeah.
for not
they
knowing
do.
the names of these characters.
Oh, definitely. If you've ever seen the Ready Player One movie, that character, the character that H plays, because they're all from video games, because why not? Kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
If you ever seen that movie,
But with
you
forearms
haven't-
and a ponytail.
if you haven't, this is totally lost on you, and I feel bad for you. But
or you could just look it up.
yeah, or you could just look up the forearm guy from the
Forearm
Mortal
guy
Kombat
from
movie
Mortal
at that
Kombat.
point.
So forearm
Which begs
guy
the question,
goes to fight
we
Cole.
just- We don't put him on screen. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, because it's a podcast.
That's fair.
Because for people on Spotify, they're like, "Oh, I can't see what's on
I don't know.
screen."
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what, to get off topic again, that's kind of what the Misfits did. They were like, because they would like, originally they wouldn't like do anything. It was like you could watch it on Spotify, but then like later they were like, they recorded their podcast, so like some of their stuff was sight gags,
Oh, that's fair.
and then they were like, "Fuck you guys who listen on Spotify," but they were like, because like a lot of like the time they would have like sight gags, and they were like, "Well, people who are on Spotify, I sneezed or something." Like,
Right. Um. What was next? We learned that Cole is the ancestor of Scorpion, and then he gets weird like armor powers, and
that aren't fully explained at all.
he just royally fucks up the forearms guy. Like he cuts off his hand, and then he puts like his police baton like through his eye.
Yeah, which, okay, but like, how much force do you need to literally throw like an object?
Through someone's head.
Yeah,
A
because I
lot.
feel like the police should be doing that.
Or maybe not actually.
You know what? I'm not gonna take a stance on police.
Um,
I just forget I said that. Okay.
You can cut that out. You're
No,
editing
I'm not
this
gonna
one.
cut it. I'm not cutting it out. What?
um,
I don't care enough.
fair enough. But so Cole gets his powers, and then
I'm gonna order a sandwich right now, and when it comes, that'll probably be when we end the podcast.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for letting me know.
I'm just letting you know that like maybe like if I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go, like that's what I'll be doing.
Okay.
I'll be getting my sandwich.
I mean, whatever. Okay. So.
We're adding lore.
Huh?
We're adding lore.
Yes.
The podcast
Classic lore.
Dude, okay. Something I do love about like stuff is lore, like channels, like channel lore. I love channel
Oh
lore.
yeah. You always mention like the Discord server lore. Like when I changed the name, you were like, "Miss server lore," and I was like, what are you even talking about?" Like you changed the name, and I'm like, "Oh, right." Like
Yeah, like I missed something that happened. That's important to me. I love the lore of things.
Speaking of lore,
should we go back to Mortal Kombat now?
yeah, maybe the topic of the episode. So
we were at Jack's Films. He figured out. Well, he was trying to lift a rock off of
I was like,
Jenna Blade or whatever her name is.
Sonya Blade, and then he gets his Arcana, which is just
and turns into Cyborg.
a big pair of arms. I think that's great. I like that the Arcana can just be whatever. Like originally, I was like, oh, Arcana, like fire, or like the laser eye. Like it has to be like an actual power. But he just gets bigger arms.
To be fair, Hat Guy threw his hat at people. So,
oh, and then he did that awesome fatality.
Yes.
So the flying girl.
Even if we wanted to, we can't put this on screen.
No, hell no. So the flying girl, he gets on her back, right? And then he grabs his hat, throws it into the ground, which turns it into like a saw blade. And then he pushes the girl down and splits her in half with the saw blade.
And we get to watch her innards.
And it's not even like in a normal movie, I guess they would cut to like his face with all the blood. But you see everything.
Yeah, you literally watch.
And I gotta say, that was
good.
Awesome.
It looked really good.
Yeah, and then I don't know what else happens. They go. The big bad guy kills Hat Guy, and then Raiden teleports everyone out, which again he really should have done earlier.
Also, he said he couldn't intervene, and then intervened anyways.
Yeah. He's like,
he takes them to like,
I can't intervene. It breaks the rules. But the whole time they've just been breaking the rules. The entire movie is just the breaking of rules. Because they don't even get to a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they don't
never
even
actually get to the tournament.
Like there is no Mortal Kombat.
And then he takes him to fight. If you remember at the end of Harry Potter trilogy, or well, that was more of a trilogy.
That was,
When
yeah,
he was with Gandalf
we know it's not
in
Gandalf.
the train station, and he was like, they were in a train station, but it was like not a train station.
Yeah, it's pretty much that, except it's just clouds. It just looks like
Yeah, it was
clouds.
just nothingness.
It was,
But
he's like,
it
we're
reminded
in
me
the
of that.
void. And I was like, you fucking put them in a cloud. He's lying to him.
So then they all decide, oh, so
They're
let's all
like,
kill
let's do
them
Mortal
separately.
Kombat on our terms.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
So they,
they're like, they're going to break the rules. Let's do the same thing. So they're going to
but
each.
it's Mortal Kombat, but
It's just the
breaking the
game.
rules
Yeah,
version.
like,
Yeah.
so they each fight someone in. If I'm being honest, each place just looked like a Mortal Kombat arena. You know?
Oh my god. Now that I was just thinking about it, like the bridge that
Is I'm pretty sure a Mortal Kombat map.
yeah.
Which is like fine, like I'm fine with that. And they were cool scenes to like show their powers. And really, if we're being honest, it's just to get to the Sub-Zero fight.
Yeah.
You know, like so each Jax gets the hammer guy, Sonya gets Kano, who almost like she doesn't even have a power, and she fucking, I mean, granted, she almost dies, but Kano's just a fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah, Kano's a fucking retard.
he puts,
And the gnome that he spit on earlier got revenge
yeah,
by going
that was
right
actually
through his
pretty
brain.
great. But like, he
Yeah.
goes towards like the bit of the floor that has light coming out of it, and he's like, "Oh, I bet she's in there." It's like she's not gonna. That what? That's clearly a trap.
Yeah,
Like, this
also
guy's like
just
a mercenary, and he's kind
Yeah,
of an idiot.
he could have kicked that and then realized that she wasn't in there,
Yeah. And then
he probably would have lived.
yeah, and then
But instead
she
he
kills
decided
him.
that he would just shoot it
Yeah,
with
yeah,
his big laser fucking eyeball.
yeah, and then she kills him, so she gets a mark, and then she just kind of
And then
has
off
Arcana
screen, yeah,
power.
off
I
screen
kinda
she
didn't
just
like
gets her
that.
Arcana.
Like, she just had it. But I
Yeah.
think it's also like a situation of where I wonder if like Raiden was like, oh yeah, Cole's about to fucking die, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna save him and get my Arcana, and he's like, what if he was like, no, I can just give it to you, and she's like, wait, you can just do that, and he's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess.
I let everyone else's get theirs.
But she has
No,
she has weird
it
like
kind of
beam powers.
it did kind of piss me off. I
Yeah.
kind of I was like, because I was thinking like, man, there's not a lot of time for her to like learn Arcana shit. But then she just kind of like did a really cool like flip and then like had it. So it was
I
like,
think it would have been better if she went in there to save Cole and then just kind of like fought with the mouth girl for like less than a minute, and then Cole was about to die, or she was, or someone, and then she was like, "Oh fuck," and then like fucking shot the shit out of her hand, you know, and then was like, "Oh fuck, I get hand."
maybe
things."
she just earned her Arcana through that other fight. And it
Maybe.
was like,
I
all
don't
right,
know.
well maybe you just have one now.
Maybe she was
She's
really
like,
like
okay.
getting revenge on Kano, and her Arcana was like, "Yeah, fuck this guy up." So then like they go back to her house, and he's just like a blood pilot on like the lawn, like she shot him
Yeah.
to shit. But then
I-
then it's the Sub-Zero and Scorpion fight, and Cole.
Well, no. Sub-Zero takes Cole's family because
Right.
he can. And then teases him with like, "Oh look, I have your
Your family,
your
or your daughter,
your daughter's friendship bracelet
Yeah.
that she made for you at the beginning of the movie." As a slight foreshadowing to this moment. And he was like, "Oh shit!" So he jumped in there, and then they fought for a while, and then
they fought
the
for like
blade
2
summoned-
seconds.
yeah, the blade summoned
Scorpion,
Scorpion.
who, by the way, like
said, "Get over here," and it was the best.
said
part
get
of the
over
movie.
there, but it wasn't like corny. Like he said get over there, and I was like, fuck yeah, like that's awesome. And he just beats the shit.
Especially since we were waiting for Cole to say it.
Yeah, I
and
thought
then
Cole
he
was
ended
gonna
up
say it, and then
Yeah,
and then he said it, and like, I mean, I don't know. He kind of gets his shit kicked in again. You know, like
Yeah,
there's a
that's
bit
true.
where I'm like, dude, is he gonna fucking lose this? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, is he gonna lose
This is
again?
your second shot on something that you've been training for like a billion years or whatever. And then
Yeah.
Scorpion, like they're having a a punch up, and then
Mhm.
Sub Zero does the thing with the blood knife, which again, I saw it in the trailer, but it was still like so cool. Like that was
Right.
awesome. And then every now and again, it just cut back to Cole trying to punch his family out of the ice. I actually thought that was really funny because it's just like
Mhm.
two guys beating the shit out of each other while like I mean later it is like 2-on-1 like Cole and Scorpion against Sub-Zero, but I bet that fight would have been over quicker if Cole had gone in there like initially. But
Yeah, he was
he's
just
just
kind of
trying to
like,
punch him. I thought that was really funny. Um, and then they get it's pretty symbolic actually because Sub-Zero like brings them all to where the initial boxing or MMA fight was. Um, and then Cole kind of has like his, I guess, revenge. Like he has like his second chance in like that ring, you know.
mhm.
Um, it was really good. Like I really liked that fight. And then they ended the fight, and he burned the shit out of Sub Zero. And then he just kind of left.
Yeah.
Um, and then it ended not how I thought it was going to, but I don't know how else it would have ended. Where Raiden and like everyone's there, right? And the big
Mhm.
bad guy comes, and he's like, "Oh, fucking, you beat all my guys, but death is just another portal." And it's like, "Oh yeah, because Scorpion came back from like being dead." So really, all they
Yeah.
did was just like give these guys another like way to come back. I don't know. And then Raiden like electrocutes the guy, and then they're like, "Oh, what are we gonna do now, Raiden?" Raiden's like, "You will find others." And then it goes back to Cole, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to Hollywood." And then it does like a zoom into like a poster that has Johnny Cage, who in Mortal Kombat is like this famous Hollywood guy. And I was like, "Oh, so they just set up a sequel." Like I know that
Which,
it was announced that the Sub-Zero guy was on for 4 more movies.
uh, come on, I wanted to say that.
Oh, I mean, you can still say
No, I can't.
it. um,
But yeah, no, he is signed on for like a couple more movies,
which
so
like
that's cool.
I don't know. It was good. I really liked it. But like, oh, I actually do want to talk. What did you think about the CGI?
It was okay.
Yeah, I don't. I thought it would have been better. If I'm being honest, for like a New Line Cinema production. I don't know. I,
Right.
I was just kind of like, did they rip these like right from the game? Because some of them don't look like the forearm guy. And it's weird because with the forearm guy, the actor who plays Cole is reacting to it really well. You know, like it really does look like he's getting the shit kicked out of him, and he's trying to avoid a four-armed guy. You know, but like I'm
Mhm.
looking at him and I'm like, I think they took this like right from the game
Right.
because it doesn't look that good. Like a lot of the CGI, I'm like, damn. But some of it's also practical, you know.
Yeah.
It's a weird like mix. I don't know what was the budget for this movie. Hang on. Mortal
While you're
Kombat.
looking that up, I do want to say, um, the fight of the Joshes.
Oh my god.
Hold on. They let one little kid win.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, and they gave him a Burger King crown and like an MMA belt,
Oh,
and he had like news interviews and stuff like that.
oh,
So
that's kind of cool.
he is the only Josh now.
The only. It looks like
That's what the battle was for.
the budget was
The
55 million. So,
55 million.
but that's like a low budget. Like, okay, The Invisible Man, which came out in 2020? 2020 or 20, I think it was 2020 actually. Um, that movie had like that was also a kind of lower budget, and the CGI in that does not look very good. You know, so it doesn't really surprise me that this had that low of a budget because the CGI sometimes is just not that good. Um, I I don't know. Like, I liked it, and you know, when it's all said and done, I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel. You know,
Hmm.
but it was very clearly like sequel bait. But like that's fine, cause like it was good. You know, I mean, this one still has to break even, which the rules for those who don't know is that like to judge how much a movie makes, you have to double the budget because of marketing, and then if it passes that, then it breaks even. And right now on Wikipedia, it says that um, as of April 23rd, Mortal Kombat has grossed 9 million in the US and Canada and 19.4 million in other territories for a worldwide total of 28.4 million. Interesting. The original projected gross was 10 to 12 million. Interesting. And people are saying that like the reviews seem to be mixed, you know?
For Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, cuz like I think like I liked it, right?
Yeah.
But I think if you don't get into like the lore and if you don't really like sink your teeth into like the story that's happening and if you don't like the fact that everything's not like handed to you on a silver platter, then you're not going to like it. You're just going to be confused. But being I don't mind being confused when number 1 it set up a sequel, which I don't know. I don't love when movies just kind of set up a sequel, but I think it's justified in this sense because I don't really know how else it would have ended, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but like they don't require you to know the lore. Like they mention stuff, like they mention the old gods, they mention the rules, and they mention like the Mortal Kombat, and they give it like they give you like a brief history, you know?
I feel like we know about as much as they do.
Right, exactly. And that's kind of what I like about it. But if you're like, oh, I want to know, like, I want to know about the old gods and I want to know everything there is about Mortal Kombat lore, then of course you're not going to like the movie.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, I thought the acting was pretty good. I thought there were parts where I was like, that, you probably could have done another take. Um, the shots were, you know, they weren't groundbreaking, but they weren't terrible. Like, the beginning bit is shot really well, but the rest of it is
Hmm.
just, I don't know, it's like a regular movie.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like, I really liked the film that they used over the original, like
Yeah,
the
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 color
back, because
grading of
yeah, we were talking
the
about it.
flashback was kind
It
of
really
nice.
brings out the reds.
Yeah, which is good when number 1 you've got like red vines in the background and a lot of blood. It was
Yeah.
an interesting choice to have it color graded like that. The choreography I thought was really good. Um, I thought all the fight scenes were like, you know, they were just good fight scenes.
Hmm.
I was kind of afraid that it would be like One or two would be really good, and the rest would be like fine, you know. But all in all, I think they were all like pretty good. I don't know. I'll give it. I don't know. What would you say as far as like ratings go?
I would rate it 2 out of 2 dead families.
2 out of 2 dead families. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna give it like an 8 out of 10 scorpions. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because like it was good, and like I'd like to see a sequel. But also when we finished it, I was like, if someone's like, hey, do you want to watch the new Mortal Kombat movie? I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I really liked it. Like I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I guess if you want to watch it. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, like Kerrigan, we should totally watch the new Mortal Kombat movie.
I felt better. Okay, because you finished Hypnospace or whatever, and I was like, wow, that was underwhelming.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't get that from this movie, so
Right.
ow, fuck me.
Stop hitting yourself with your microphone.
No, it was my phone that time.
Oh.
It was a good movie.
Yeah, it
And I
was
liked
good.
Kanto. I didn't like how he became evil though, because I kind of liked his character.
Yeah, I
Whatever.
liked Kano, but then they killed him. I was like, damn. I think he's like Johnny Cage is just gonna be the next Kano. Like they're just gonna give him all of Kano's lines.
All right,
I don't-
at least we can deal with. I think 8 out of 10 scorpions is okay.
Yeah. 8 out of 10. I'd like to see a sequel,
Would watch again.
but not gonna go out of my way to.
I'm not gonna watch again though.
Yeah.
I would, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch it again, but I definitely think people should watch it. Like it's good. I liked it.
Yeah, and if you love Mortal Kombat,
You're probably gonna like the movie.
yeah,
Maybe.
if you
I don't know.
if your dumbass loves Mortal Kombat and haven't already watched this movie, what the fuck is wrong with
Yeah,
you?
If
You're gonna love this movie.
if you're like, oh, I love Mortal Kombat because it's just senseless violence, then you're gonna fucking love this movie.
Yeah, you might not love the middle bit, but you'll love like every other part of it.
Or the parts where it's just Exposition City. That you might not love.
Especially if like I don't know anything about the lore,
Yeah,
but
like
especially if that lore's not new lore.
I'm glad that we didn't go in with a prior knowledge. I mean, again, I kind of did, but I was like, this is fine. I don't need to know everything. Like, why would I? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I think that's all we have to say about the movie, unless you have something else.
No,
All right.
I don't.
Any?
I liked it.
Yeah.
All right,
out
put
of
this
10
on the screen.
scorpions.
If you're watching on YouTube, if you're not, then
Go watch it on YouTube to get us the views.
yeah, actually,
Do it on both.
you don't even have to. You don't even have to like listen to it. Just like open it.
open it, put it on 2 times speed, and mute it.
Or don't.
Just have it.
I don't
or
really
just,
care.
Or do whatever. Yeah. Do follow us on Twitter though. At
Oh yes, please.
Titanus I.
We really need to change that.
Yeah, I don't know if we can though. And
If
yeah,
it's in the description, both on Spotify and
on
YouTube. Especially YouTube, it'll be super easy.
Yeah,
Spotify,
yeah.
it's kind of hard, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
You could just open it on YouTube and then click on the link.
Yeah, and get us the views.
And while you're doing that, do the thing we said earlier. Or don't. Again, your
Do
choice.
what you want. I'm not your parents. Do whatever you want.
I'm not your parents. You definitely aren't 2 people.
Hey, they don't know. I could be twins. What if I'm 2 people who sound exactly the same saying every other word? That'd actually be really difficult. I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Well, my sandwich is here.
All right.
Well, convenient.
All right. We will.
You can end this. I got this.
We'll see you guys next time.